Welcome to the Heart of Giving. We welcome you back to this program that tells you about the wonderful things that are happening in the city of Long Beach by the nonprofits. Today is a special day because we have nonprofits that are dealing with people and today with animals. Today we have the Spay and Neuter Foundation, and we have Angie Hunt, who is the president, and Lorraine Fishman, who is the vice president. And let's start with you, Angie. What made you start this program, and how long has it been in operation?
Okay, well, first, thank you very much for having us.
Yes.
Really appreciate it to spread the word. My love for animals has been, of course, from day one, well, let's just say age 2, when I was able to run up to a dog. And when I retired, I thought I wanted to do more with animals again, and so found out that there is such a thing as TNR, Trap, Neuter, Return of cats, and also I found out that there were in the community, in the Long Beach community, various places with a lot of cats that needed to be spayed and neutered, otherwise the breeding was going on. And so that is then via the person who instructed me, Helen Sanders, who is a well-known cat rescuer since past. She instructed me, and via Helen I found Lorraine, and then...
How long ago was this?
This was in 2002, in the fall of 2002. And in 2005, Lorraine, her daughter Joanne, and I founded Long Beach Spay and Neuter Foundation.
And when you say capture, spay, return,
yes.
That means that if they're a feral cat wandering, then you return them to that?
Yeah, we call them community cats because they may have been put out there or let go or abandoned, not necessarily being a feral cat. They're very often also tame cats or cats with problems that were owned at one time. So we call them community cats, and they unfortunately often are placed out in the wild. We call it the wild, you know, whether it's
all by
the
themselves,
rocks or in the bushes or in the parks, or in the apartment complexes, industrial parks.
And people call you and say, we have cats in this area, would you please help us in capturing them? And then when do you send them all back to where you found them, or do you give them to rescue places?
Okay, it depends on the cat. If we find that the cat that we either trap or capture in a carrier, even when they're tame, if the cat is adoptable, then we try to find a foster home and adopt them out. If they're not amenable to being adopted, then we return them to where they're being fed regularly. We have to try to find a place. Maybe it's the same place where they came from, and maybe not. But if there are young kittens or teenagers that are more adoptable, and you know, you can bring them back to a tame status, then we will find foster homes for sure and keep them out of that situation, and then adopt them.
And Lorraine, you tell us about, how do you capture cats?
Well, mostly you're using humane animal traps for them. It's a
cage, some
sort
kind?
Of, yeah, it's baited with food. The animal has to go right into the back of it before the back door shuts. So once it's in the trap, we have it, and it goes immediately to the vet. And
do you have vets in the city that do this for you?
We have 1 or 2 in Long Beach, and then we have another clinic in San Pedro that we're using. We've always found someone that's willing to do this at a low cost.
Low cost is so important, so that we can do more animals.
And so the cost to your foundation is for the spaying?
We're actually really been assisted in the last couple of years by animal control. They give vouchers. And they have been generous with our group, more generous with us than with the public, I think, but we are able to help the public with those vouchers, which is can actually at some point cover almost the complete cost of the spay neuter.
And are you two the only capturers?
Oh no.
No. It is
Trappers.
Oh, is that it? Trappers. Okay.
Yeah. We are fortunate enough that there is actually in this large community, you know, we're a large city, there are many people who are very, very caring, and they're wanting to help these cats, and so they either can we just provide them with a trap. We instruct them how to use it, and then they carry on and take it to the clinic. We make sure they have a voucher. They either go get a voucher themselves, or we provide the vouchers, which we get plenty of now from the city, and then they go do the running. If we are dealing with a person who is you know, without a car and doesn't have any means, then we do it for them.
I see.
We also help the homeless who have animals and love animals often, you know, whether it's a dog or whether it's cats, we also take them in for them.
Do you take dogs also?
Yes.
But mainly cats?
Mainly cats.
Oh, there's a huge,
huge
population of
and
cats.
So people throughout the city know about you and will contact you. And so they're kind of volunteers for you also.
Well, they're asking for help. So we're basically not just helping animals, we're helping people because people are very stressed when they know there's too many cats in the backyard. Or what are they going to do? And so if you can do that, take care of that situation, you're making animals and people and the city, I hope, happy.
Is this something you do every day?
24/7.
Day and night. Every day and night.
Well, you know, we do also have husbands and we do have private lives, but it is very stressful because it just seems to be never stopping, and whatever we do seems to be never quite enough. So that's why we're so grateful when other people are willing to do part of this, you know, and that we can spread the word. Now, recently, this February, there is another program that was instigated by Stray Cat Alliance. They asked the city shelter whether they would be interested in participating in a trap neuter return program, but it is starting with a shelter. They provide the trap, and then any trapped animal comes in, it's neutered and spayed and then returned. So that has been quite large assistance for us, you know, that it's just overwhelming. But maybe I should go to the next thought. Has it made a difference, you know, for many years, now since 2005, it didn't start then, it started for me in 2002 and for Lorraine earlier. We've been doing this, and now officially since 2005 as a foundation, but have we made a difference? Well, only in the last 2 years can we say that the numbers that the shelter sees coming in, you know, just turn them over to the shelter, has slightly gone down. So we're all hoping that it is making a dent.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So that we are we work very hard, and the shelter, I'm sure, works very hard, and we're all trying to reduce the killing in the shelter. You know.
I know around apartments and around places where they feel that they can be safe, but where are the areas that you know of where there are always, in the outside areas, in the beach?
All the shoreline. Everywhere.
The shoreline.
Not just in Long Beach, any shoreline.
Is that right?
They're there. Yeah. And alleyway, all the alleys, in especially on the west side of Long Beach and North Long Beach. It's just huge. Yeah. Thousands.
Is that right?
Yeah. Thousands. Yeah. So we do go into all areas, absolutely all areas, and we try to go during the daytime, but it isn't always possible, you know. No. So then we go in pairs when it's not so.
And how do people get in touch with you if somebody's listening and wants to know more about what you do or need your services? How do they get in touch with you?
Well, they can go online and find Long Beach Spay and Neuter.
And it's in the telephone book also?
No.
No.
It's not in the telephone book?
and we do not have a website.
But when you put that in,
for instance, by word of mouth, you know, you get calls every day. You helped so and so. Can you help me too? Or we're sitting at adoptions, trying to adopt the animals out. People come and say, you know, oh, we have such a problem. That is like, you know,
Can you tell me a telephone number?
Sure.
What is it?
Yeah, 562-212-7792.
Okay, now do it again, slower.
Okay. Not yours. Well, you get. We all get enough calls, you know. And
It's
as
your home.
Mine is online enough.
Yeah. No, it is so that.
Say it again.
The word has 562-212-7792.
Very good, very good. Well, I've loved this. It's wonderful that you have taken this cause yourself. And when I ask you if it's every day, you know, both of you rolled your eyes, you know, day and night. And I thank you so much for being with me today. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, you bet.
Yes.
And please come back. We have another very interesting segment. Welcome back. In this segment, we have two very nice-looking men. They are here representing the Long Beach Police Foundation. And I'm delighted to have two people that I know really well sitting there, probably going to tell me more than I need to know or want to know. No, not want to know. But Bruce McRae is the president of the Long Beach Police Foundation.
Yes, ma'am.
And Braden, what are you? Are you part of it? I mean, you're part of the police.
I am part of the police department. I'm the administration bureau chief of the police department, but I'm an ex officio board member with the Police Foundation.
So you know what they do.
I do know what they do.
That's why I brought him.
Yeah.
More importantly, I really appreciate what they do.
Yeah. Oh, yes. So it's totally separate from the police department.
It is.
And so it is a foundation of its own.
Bob Lumen started this, Chief Lumen, years ago. We went out to lunch and discussed all these different associations, and the sheriffs all have their own association that raises dollars for the officers, for the police department themselves if they needed something. It was a wonderful idea because, you know, well, you were my mayor for 3 terms. I would go 4 more years, but I just had to say that. But you have to. But when you look at it, we can't always have the money in the budget to support the police departments and what they need. So forming the Police Foundation allowed us to go outside to bring in people that love Long Beach, that want to donate their dollars. We're a 501c3, that we can use those dollars on the needs of the police department that the budget doesn't cover.
Such as?
Shop with a Cop. That's coming up this weekend at Target.
Yeah, I
you know,
love
that we go out and raise dollars, and we have, you know, from the Long Beach Junior Chamber of Commerce to another groups that bring into these kids that are getting their school supplies. These are at-risk kids. These are kids of the poorest of poor that we go out and bring them in. Between 70 and 100 of them. We'll be at Target this weekend. And we send in a police officer with them, and they get to shop for school supplies.
Oh my.
Things that they wouldn't be able to get.
Yeah.
And it's because of the donations of the people. Yes.
Clothes too?
Clothes too.
Oh, wow.
Shoes too. Yes, ma'am. So it's, you know, people say, let's do it at Christmas to buy toys and stuff. We do it before school because they can buy their school supplies.
That's great.
And what's wonderful about it is it's an opportunity for kids to interact with police officers in a way that they don't normally get to do it. It's a collegial, it's a friendly way, it's an interested adult in their life. And normally they see police officers in a different context.
And is the police officer in uniform?
Oh, yes,
Absolutely.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, there they are, you know. That's my friend.
Well, that's what it is. You know, the Police Foundation, when you have the officers in the Long Beach POA, they do a great job too with Steve James. But the people have to realize that our police officers are our friends. They're there to protect us, not to harm us.
So Shop with a Cop was one thing, all right? But you have a series of other things that you use your money for. Sometimes there's something they'll say, send to the foundation for the help of a widow.
The Widows and Orphans, that's through the POA. We do that too, but it's our Explorer program is another one. Getting the youth today to sit there and be active, to understand what police work does, and to be a proactive approach. They learn the proper duties of a police officer. It's building their skills. It's building them up so when they leave, go through high school, graduate college, guess what?
Yeah.
They come back and apply for Long Beach PD.
What's the age of those?
What is the age?
The Explorers are 16 to 21, and it's a great program that exposes them to what police life is like. And we have taken young people who have gone through the Explorer program, and they're currently police officers in Long Beach. Years ago, when we had PAL and DARE as intervention programs, it was a way for our officers to interact with young people, particularly at-risk kids. When those two programs folded due to the budget challenges that the city went through,
kind of filled the gap.
The monies that were in the funds for those two programs went to the Police Foundation, and they now administer those funds for youth-serving programs. In addition to the Explorers, we've got a youth academy, a youth leadership academy that's going to graduate tomorrow at McBride Park.
And what are the ages of that?
Those kids are in high school. The juniors and seniors in high school.
If a kid was really interested, or a mother thinks that a kid is really ready for something like this, how do you get into these programs?
They can call the foundation. We have a line for the Explorers. They can call right to our foundation and get that information, the Long Beach Police Foundation, and we will put them in touch. Another thing that I think you'll really be impressed with is the quality of life. You know, we have a group that goes out for our homeless groups. And we have officers that go out and help them. The dollars raised from our foundation goes directly to them to support these families, to get them, maybe it's just getting them off their feet for a week or getting them on their feet and getting them into a motel room. So the family doesn't have to be living under a street, you know, I mean, on the streets. We have a lot of homeless.
So you have resource
Absolutely.
to help that.
Absolutely.
That's wonderful.
That's where fundings come from. I mean, you can direct your funding. We'd love funding to come to the general fund so we can use it for all programs. But a lot of people want to target their funding, and they want it strictly to the Explorers. They want it for Shop for a Cop. We love that. And we've got a lot of people, I can't even mention their names because they want to be anonymous. So many good groups in Long Beach and so many good people in Long Beach that are donating their dollars to the Long Beach Police Foundation.
Well, people don't know about they know about the police, but they really don't know what the foundation does. And how do you raise your funds for this?
Well, I came in as a new president. They voted me. They voted me in.
What, 10 years ago?
No, they voted me in about 3 months ago.
Oh.
I was just as an advisor for a number of years, and they had great growth. But it's truly going out there and bringing businesses in. You can't just be going to people and say, I need $1,000 from you, $1,000. We have to bring the businesses that do business in Long Beach and say, I tell you what, you want to be part of the community? This is a way. So we start out about $2,500 for sponsorships to come in to get their name out there, all the way up to $10,000 and more. But it's an opportunity to raise money. My goal as an incoming president is to at least have $250,000 in the bank that we can use and to bring that up to $1 million. We're a big city.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of needs in this city. And with the people that they can sit there and draw it from, well, we have over 2,000 nonprofits in the city. So we're just one of two. You know
I love that.
Yeah, I mean, but they all do good work. This is something different that we can truly support the police department. When Braden comes to us, or the chief, or Karen comes to us and says, this is an issue we have, can we get dollars, can you support this? It's a vote of us. So this board votes on it. So it's not
your board and the people on your foundation are not policemen?
No.
They are citizens in the community?
Yes.
And they can reach out to the community.
Oh, yes.
To make sure that everybody knows about the police foundation.
That's right.
You know, one other way that the Police Foundation helps the police department, and frankly talks to the community, is through our annual awards ceremony. The police department employees, both sworn and civilian, do some really good work, and it largely goes unrecognized. And the foundation sponsors an awards program that we put on every year at the Carpenter Center that is really a statement of return on investment. It tells taxpayers what they're getting for their dollars and highlights some of the heroic actions that police officers and police employees are making on behalf of the citizens of Long Beach.
At no cost to the members and the police officers and their families that show up. A lot of agencies, they charge them. We don't, because it's through the foundation we're able to raise those dollars to make that happen.
You're humanizing the police.
They are humans. They're like you
I know
and me.
that.
But you're right.
But
it's showing a different side of them. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah,
yes,
you're
ma'am.
humanizing by doing human things with them.
It's interesting that you say humanizing, and Bruce just talked about the families. We have that ceremony in the afternoon so that the officers that are being recognized can bring their kids. Right. And you get to see the police officers with their families, and I think it gives folks a different perspective of what policing is about. Because policemen are simply members of our community that are going above and beyond to make everybody safe.
Well, that's the first thing that anybody moving to a city asks: is it safe? Not how's the government, or not how much are the houses. Is this a safe city? Is this a safe area? And so the police department is, I loved working with the police department. Right. I mean, this was a group that meant so much. Not just for safety, but they meant so much as symbols of the city of Long Beach. So I'm sure you don't, especially when you go to businesses and put the finger on, you can get money for your foundation.
That's why I'm there. It's funny, Mayor. It's when I get to go there and talk to businesses, I get to explain it as this is just your brothers and sisters that are out there protecting our city. And you live in the city, and your company can get back. We've got some memberships coming up too that we're gonna be creative, allowing people to participate in this program, and just be a part of something good.
Well, the both of you are not just active in this; you're so active in the community that having people that other people recognize helps too.
Yes, ma'am.
And you're not aggressive. I'm not saying you're aggressive. That came out
I'll give you
wrong.
my phone list. They might not believe that when I make phone calls to them.
I thought, well, is that the right thing to say? But it's not hard for you to go out and sell something. Right. Both of you. So
we've got bricks on the table, and this is something that we're going to be doing. It's the Pavers for Police. It's a fundraiser, and the dollars raised, and it's you're going to be able to put what you want on the lines. A small brick is $125, large brick is $250, but you can do something. You can do a tribute to a family member or just something good.
Is it going to be put someplace?
Yes, it is.
Yes.
We are taking over the old Schroeder Hall on the corner of Willow and Grand. It used to be an Army Reserve Center.
Just a minute, Willow and Grand.
And Grand.
The old Elks Club used to be in the Grand.
Across the street from the Health Department and across the street from the Grand.
Yeah.
And that is going to be developed. The construction should be starting in a month or so for the new East Patrol Division substation.
Great.
We're finally getting out of the rented facility on Los Coyotes Diagonal. And around the flagpole in front of that building, we're going to have an area set up with pavers. And the Police Foundation is going to use that as an opportunity to raise some funds for the police department. It's a great idea.
I'll buy one. All
right.
All right.
You're on.
Now that I got the pitch, and where it's going to be.
But it leaves a legacy. How many generations? Long Beach, Mayor, you?
How many generations?
I mean,
a lot of them.
A lot of them. Me too. My children are raised here. They all live in Long Beach. They all went to school, and it's fun that we're Long Beach, and when you're proud of this city like we are, it's giving back that means the most. And I truly feel that way. Giving back to the communities, from the community side to the college, great university, great city college. We're so unique, yet we're still a melting pot. We still have people from all races, creeds, and colors here.
The thing that I say a lot is that I think we're the only city in Southern California that still has a sense of community. Yes. Because there is a core, there is a group of nonprofits certainly add to that, where people care about their city and want to take better care of it.
That's right.
So
every day.
It's a special place.
Yeah. As that, I'm glad you brought that in. Give me a success story. Some of your kids, maybe. Some of the faces as you get the.
Well, I think the Quality of Life program is an area that that really has some tremendous success stories. We've got some officers who really care about the mission, that are making a difference in people's lives, getting people off of the streets, getting them back into a productive life, steering them toward the services.
Because they would be the first person to see these people.
Well, and the bureaucracy is sometimes overwhelming, particularly for people that are really in a challenged situation. And our officers, with the help of the foundation, are able to help steer some of the homeless folks through the maze and get them back onto a path.
That's great.
We do a lot of training with dollars that have been provided by the Police Foundation. So we were able a couple of years ago to send one of our detectives to Israel on a Homeland Security training mission to learn how the Israelis do Homeland Security.
Yeah, well, you know, all of a sudden we got started on something that I wanted to hear more of, but our time is up. But I'm delighted that you both were here. You both have added a great deal of knowledge and background about what the foundation does, really, and how it works so closely with the community. Thank you very much.
Thank you,
Thank you, Mayor.
Thanks, Braden.
We love
nice
you.
to see you.
We love you.
Thanks a lot. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for watching. This has been a good program today, full of energy, full of excitement, and I hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you next time.